Welcome to Alchemical Science. I'm Jordan, an open source researcher, alchemist, and a student of the inventor and vortex fusion specialist Malcolm Bendall. As promised, in this video I have the temperature survey of the Thunderstorm generator conducted by George Lush in the UK last month. George was kind enough to share this footage with me at Cosmic Summit, where he gave his review of the data that they obtained in the Monday classroom session. So remember to get your tickets for the Alchemy of Prague and Advanced Energy Symposium. That's happening in Prague and Brno at the start of September. So this is going to be really cool. Roger Green from Breakthrough Energy has lined up a huge spread of events, from Practical Alchemy with Paul Harris, Advanced Energy Systems with Bob Greenyer, to local alchemical history and a riverboat cruise. This is going to be a chance to explore many curious topics and hang out with some great people. So links are in the description. Come along. You need to get your tickets now. On to the topic of the video, a little bit about George Lush, who performed the temperature survey. First, I have mentioned him several times on the channel previously. You may have heard his name. He's been working for the last 8 or 9 months on the Thunderstorm generator, specifically on the annealing, pressure quenching, and heat treatment of the spheres and of the Vajra itself. So in layman's terms, this process involves de-stressing the metal. Malcolm's guidelines on this are that the cubic atomic structure of the iron in the stainless steel of the spheres should all be aligned to be facing towards the center of the device. So the reason for this is to create a suitable home for the plasmoids or ball lightning structures to embed themselves. This is an electromagnetic phenomena. In this way, the spheres of the Thunderstorm generator Vajra can be conditioned or embedded with ball lightning, so that after running the complete unit, including the bubbler, for a period of time, the first two parts of the system can be removed and it will continue to function as intended, holding its charge for some time. So this effect will eventually be depleted. The plasmoids embedded in the metal of the Vajra will only do work until they expire, but this is something that is continually being tested and optimized. So there's the potential here to be able to periodically recharge the Vajra, therefore reducing the size and the material cost of the installed system in, for example, a moving vehicle considerably. But back to George Lush, this has been his primary involvement with the Thunderstorm generator, annealing and optimizing the Thunderstorm generator Vajra, the key unit of the system, and by far the most complex when we get into the nitty-gritty. So he runs Lush Heat Treatment. They're an industry-leading company that was started by George's father in 1952. They have decades of expertise in some of the most precision fields of industry, including aerospace, engine and aircraft development, manufacturing in titanium, and superalloys, military, nuclear, submarine work. So George is the managing director, and just in his own right, he has 35 years of experience in aerospace vacuum heat treatment, and he has numerous certifications, including being a Rolls-Royce Delegated Materials Authority. So essentially, George is a rare kind of authority on metal engines and vacuums, and he's been behind the scenes optimizing the Thunderstorm generator pre-production prototypes with Malcolm in a big way for some time now. So if you were at the conference last month, or month before now, perhaps by the time I get this video out in a few days, you may have met George tirelessly working on the Thunderstorm generator and helping with the demonstrations. So I hope as many of you as possible took the chance to have a chat with him. He's a great guy with a wealth of knowledge, and I was really grateful myself to get a chance to meet him. Now, if you're building one at home yourself and you're thinking, what? I have to go and anneal this thing now. How the hell am I going to do that? Well, you're probably not. By all means, if you have access to someone who can do it, go ahead and try. It's a very good idea, and you will end up with a by far more optimized, reliable, and standardized end result. But otherwise, some of the first prototypes were not annealed, and they still produced pretty decent results, at least as good enough for experimental verification that this was having some effect. So I'm working on a version 2 of the build guide currently, which has a number of updates and clarifications, so keep an eye out for that. But for now, let's get to the footage. The temperature survey performed on the Thunderstorm generator in the UK using 10 N-type thermocouples and a certified calibrating testing unit that Lush Heat Treatment uses for their industrial furnaces. So we'll show the footage from the trial, raw, as I receive it, as usual, And then at the timestamp shown on the screen here, in the second part of the video, we will hear George's breakdown of his observations. He also speaks briefly about the Chevy trials that happened at Cosmic Summit, and he notes that adding the thermocouples to the retrofit during the UK generator trial altered the emissions results negatively, reducing oxygen by about 4%. So he hypothesizes that this is because the machine is being grounded by the thermocouples, or in Malcolm's words, the resonance and the geometry of the device is altered or compromised. So this is an electromagnetic device phenomena occurring in the Vajra. So it does not only function on mechanical principles. Anyway, I'll let you all watch the footage for now. Enjoy.
So 30th of May at Dartford with Malcolm and the boys, going for a test with all the thermocouples onto the chart recorder and see what we get. Alan, hit it.
And a Virgin.
Yeah, brand new unit. Getting warm?
No.
So we should be able to get all the data channels as comma separated values now, because we hopefully have this configured right for all data harvesting, not just displaying.
What's the one that's leading? That's the pipe one, is it?
What channel is it?
This one here.
Yeah, I mean, what channel number?
Good question.
It should be the hottest one. I think there's something wrong with the configuration on pen 8. This is saying 790 degrees. Can that be right?
I don't know, which one's that?
Hold on, let's go and see.
That's
Pen,
the one that's in there.
pen 8, maybe that is. Now that's the exhaust gas, the probe in the middle.
I don't know why it's 700.
So right in the gas flow. Do you want to reconfigure so you get a full curve on the chart?
We'll get the right data anyway and can redo it.
Fine. Well, we won't be able to redisplay it.
We have to then, it's Murphy's Sod's law, isn't it?
Yeah, the one time when we go right inside, well, it will be recording. It's just it's going off scale for the span that this was set up for, expecting that nothing would be over about 600 degrees. So we now know that fact as well. 2 minutes we can change it.
Okay,
But
let's do that.
right, so shut down and go again. So London, 30th of May, going for a test. There we go. So that's the high one is the probe right in the exhaust manifold where it comes out the engine. That thermocouple is right in the gas flow.
CO2 0.9. The oxygen you can't explain, so but that went from just point something or other, so the oxygen's gone up, so it's working very well.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Turn the technology off, and then once this levels out, we can set a time out and turn the technology off.
Yeah. So it's something's not working right on the oxygen channel of that.
Yeah, because it was down to point something, and now it's up to 3. It's 3 times what it was. So, it's about right.
Yeah, probes come out. We've got to work out a better way of retaining that thing. You'll have a job with stainless, especially. No. We've got a bit of wire we can just wire it on with. Yeah, get Alan to clip it on because this is being a pain. We got any old thermocouples? Yeah, just use that then. Well, that's interesting. Right. Do you want Kevlar gloves here? So you're not burning your fingers? Here, give him a Kevlar. Do it with a Kevlar. I see. Yeah, take the other one. There you go. Yeah.
Made that look easy, didn't we?
Yeah. Can the Jubilee clip, can you get it to bite over the head of the Jubilee clip upside down, and then it's got something to really chew onto? There you go. That should hold it. Or do spin the Jubilee clip round so it's underneath. Yeah, and then it's just, because sod's law, that bloody thing's going to want to slide off.
So I spent ages setting that one up and you bloody ordered the bleeding air intake.
Oh, it's like an old married couple. Go on, Mel, put your back into it, son. Right, now we see the temperatures come up again. There it is. Oh, there we go, that's good. And there you go, with a running engine, the oxygen content comes up from when it was just a static bit of gas in the pipe. Look at that. Sulky sensors, but you got that big kick down of temperature when you turn the flow off.
Oh right, really? When
Just there, that was where you shut the valve and it dropped down.
And now it's reaching it again.
But it's
So then when we turn it on, it's going to kick up again.
yeah, so the temperature will come up. So it's all these behaviours that you can't know unless you chart it.
Get enough chart. Yep. We'll make sure it's 0. The rest of them come up.
Now, technology's not running, right?
Yes.
It must be embedded because that's still blowing a 17% oxygen. So this whole thing's just completely charged up with plasmoids and whatnot.
Take 20 minutes for it to...
So very embedded. Right. Right, and that's the bubbler just going on, so we'll see what the exhaust temperature. Yeah, going up a bit. Straight away when Malcolm opened the bubbler feed, that exhaust temperature's come up again. Is that bubbler running a little bit more than it was before? Because that temperature... a little bit more. Oh, bloody thing.
Bloody thing.
I'll tell you what, he's upgrading a bit off.
Well, I got it on video saying 17–18% and it had only just started.
Anyway, that was a beautiful result.
Yeah, that's all right, man.
Definitive.
Sorry?
That's definitive, yeah?
Yeah.
And just after that, there's the plasmoid, because when we turn it off, those boys aren't fully charged, it starts at a lower level.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Anyone want a sandwich?
Oh no, we bought one, we're alright.
You good? You want one?
Yeah, I've got one. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you want?
No, I've got one.
Oh, you don't want it?
It's genius, brilliant.
Told ya. Chart it and then we know exactly.
Okay?
You need to do a zero link.
Yeah.
You didn't do one to start off with.
This is kind of zero now. Zero carbon dioxide, zero carbon monoxide.
Yeah, but your oxygen was out, so is it working
No,
properly?
it came back again.
It come back, doesn't mean say it's working right.
And I this is zero,
First
so
thing is
this is zero. I've got it out here. Zero. Can you take that zero?
you've got to make sure you've got it right before you put it in.
So that's the probe just sitting out on the floor round the corner. Do you want to get them out? Hot gloves? These Aussies, they're tough. They don't need Kevlar gloves. Dropped a fraction, but not much. Let's just see where it settles.
But that's atmospheric.
Yeah,
It's the same as what it
it
was
was.
before.
It was within 1% of where it was. Well,
Yeah. And no hydrocarbon.
yeah, 0.75% down. I think we can live with that. And now it's coming back up a bit. That looks like where he's closed the bubbler almost all the way. Let's just go and have a look. Right in the way of it. Barely perceptible. You wouldn't want to do this on an ordinary engine. steadying away. Still 19.5 thereabouts. Barely perceptible. But again, 19.5% oxygen, negligible anything else. Certainly a livable fume. Happy at that?
Yeah.
Right,
Let's move on.
move on to the next one. So, Malcolm's happy, job done.
I know that's when it fell out, yeah?
Because that's where you just
Turned it off.
close the valve a little bit there.
Really?
But it's just it was doing that, and then it looked like,
Let's just...
or just open the valve a bit more and see if we get another kick. Yeah, that dropped down even more. That's dropped down even more straight away. Look at that.
Perfect. Well, I'll go the other way.
Yeah, going up. Straight away. And look at that, that's gone well up. That's interesting. Now where does that settle to? With the bubbler open just that bit more?
Well, let's just take a picture of that too.
Yeah. Interesting. About 1/3% lower oxygen. Oh no, coming back, coming back.
That's gone worse, but
Yeah.
the temperature's gone up.
Yeah. This is why what we want to do is get an oxygen and gas meter feed and get that onto a chart recorder, so we got every single parameter in sympathy on a chart all at the same time. And there we go. Shut the bubbler valve a little bit. Temperature's coming straight back down again.
But higher than this one. So this was,
Yeah,
no, it's probably going to settle about the same.
yeah, but it's just kind of,
But these have all gone up.
yeah. And they'll presumably fall back a bit. Let's give it a couple more minutes to see where we get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go, back up to 19.6. So it really is this tiny little differential making the sweet spot of all these parameters.
The CO2 is going down as well.
Yeah,
And so's the, I think,
yeah. We've got to get one of these recorders with an output that we can chart.
that's nice. So that's a really nice.
There's no arguing with that, that's what's gone on. And if anybody wants to doubt it, there's the calibration certificate for the unit. Just been done last month, gets done every quarter. AMS 2750 compliant aerospace unit. Happy at that? Yeah, and it's settled back, and they've all trended back going the other way, so you can see all your behaviours. And all that time, there we are, 19.6. Nice one. Job's a good one. Yeah. Right, that'll do. End of test. So, all the thermocouples stripped off of the super stubby with the really short neck that we just ran, and everything rigged the same way, same geometry on the stubby with the slightly longer neck on that one. So off that one, onto that one, everything else all just the same, and we're going to go again. Sorry, forgot to say, the other thing is now we've re-rigged this one, we're going to strip all the Jubilee clips off of this one to make sure of what is or isn't prejudicing field flow and behaviour, and we'll do that while we're running this one up, and then do a retest on just the flying probe into the tail and see where we get to with the exhaust gases, see how that's behaving, and with just one thermocouple going into the tailpipe. So starting up for testing on the stubby on the 5500 unit. Hit it. Go and have a look at the probe. straight away got a little kick on that one, even though it's the outside.
That's going up now.
Adjusted it there, that it kicked, now it's levelled off. Play about with the bubbler and we'll get just the exhaust trace on it. Yeah. See what that does. Less immediate because it's the outside, not actually in the gas flow. Yeah, but it's only on the outside though, rather than in the gas flow. There is a difference.
This one's coming down.
Yeah.
That's in the gas flow, yeah?
Give it another minute and then turn it up, make it go fat on the bubbles and see what that does. And then we'll move on to the next one.
Yeah, that's flattening out.
Alright, open her up. Right, quickly stick one in there and let's put it in. Yeah. Got a big hit straight away now that you've got a bulb in there.
Yeah, right, maybe.
And there you go. Put the bulb in and it totally changes everything. 21%. Oh, oxygen, 21% when you put the bulb in and it wasn't doing it. Oh, so yours not in? Oh. That'll be why. Testing the 4500 with nothing on it. on. Bubbler's doing. Now long neck test. Happy?
Yeah, pretty good. So 2 minutes to warm up, yeah?
Yeah. But it's already on the way.
Yeah.
Bit less bubble maybe, or choke. Something strangled that off. Stupid question, it's not out of juice.
No, I don't think so. I just said when you bring it up and down again, it tends to do that. Yeah? So if I turn this off, you start it again, you start from 0 again.
Interesting.
That's a funny looking graph.
So it's got the sulks about something.
Yeah, it's very temperamental on that. As that starts, the water gets lighter, you've got to be very careful not to put too much water in it.
Yeah.
It still isn't up to heat either. It doesn't help.
You getting what?
Keep it going. Time, so this is the last one, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we didn't really get up to heat though, did we?
No. I mean, can we just run it up with the plasmoid off for 5-10 minutes just to get her hot and see if she calms down a bit? Channel 5 is the 0 point. On the 0 point on the neck.
We just got the sweet spot there on the 0 point. It just came straight up. That's in the middle of the neck. So it went from there up to there. Now it's going back down again. So it must have got right at that. It's getting better.
Sorry?
It's getting better now, it's going down.
Yeah.
here is the temperature slowly rising. And that's on the outside.
You're now getting very small oscillations there, that's interesting. And nobody's touched it for the last few minutes.
The bubbler's getting up to speed on the strategy. So now we have to change the bubbler. So you try and back that off a bit, because as it gets lighter and lighter, you have to keep backing it back.
Yeah. Plus, you're compromising the field because you've got thermocouples everywhere and Jubilee clips everywhere, so it's throwing the whole thing off anyway.
So when we take the Jubilee, it's not going to make a difference. Just be sure to do it at the moment. It'll help us.
Look at that, the tiniest little adjustment and it gets the sulks.
Yeah.
We need some sort of needle valve or something on there rather than just
So
a...
we've got half an hour, so we'll do this last one. What do you think?
We're going to need to go before that because the traffic's so bad. If we're going to hit Jody,
Okay.
what's more important, testing another one or hitting Jody?
Testing another one.
Yeah.
Jody will wait
Yeah, all right.
a day.
Well, 5 more minutes on this and then we need to change quickly, hit the last machine. Fuel and spark.
Choke on too. So I can't. Is it? Well, maybe we can put it. Where's the valve on for the? Can we put more air on so to get that assistance? It seemed to work better on this one. We had a little bit more air. Yeah, maybe you had a smaller pipe up. We have to wind that back a bit, Al. That's just going like a train, yeah?
What's going on? Right.
Well, when I was backing off the choke, it just took off.
Dragging up some straight.
So we've got an exhaust out there.
Right, I've got to pull that again, haven't
Yeah, right, just, well, yeah, I was just thinking it's got to bring that back a bit, because I couldn't get the ribs off the hive. This is the same problem before. It's going so well.
That right way back and it's stalled.
I had the trouble with this before. I had to follow the throttle back to 0. Yeah? Get up to what, 540? That was directly on the
Yeah.
Prague, wasn't it?
One more go and then we're going to have to call it.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll get this one in the bath for more than a couple of minutes.
At least we got the
Yeah, you get the general trend in sympathy.
Never did run for long, did it?
Yeah, so I'm George Lush. This is us, company's Lush heat treatment. My dad started it in '52, and we went into vacuum early, and it's been our specialty ever since. And our main business is space, aviation, military, submarine, nuclear, R&D, as you can see on the list there, and also vacuum brazing, which may yet come in handy on this. And as you can see, just some of the accreditations and approvals. It's all the top end stuff that we're approved for and we work with. And yeah, that's us in a nutshell. So temperature uniformity surveys, which has been talked about a bit, but it's a bit abstract. So when you're heat treating at high standards, you have to qualify that the furnace that you're using is uniform and everything in it gets what it's supposed to. So that's what we do periodically, and you do it at all the temperatures that you're using the furnace at, and then you know, and it is good or it isn't good. And then it's type N thermocouples that we use regularly, and AMS 2750 is kind of the global standard for pyrometry, the control of temperature, and everything we use is certified, supplied. Everything we do is always calibrated. We have what low Eurotherm, they keep getting taken over, I forget the names, and they come around every quarter independently and they calibrate everything on the furnaces, everything we have, and the portable chart recorder that we use, that we take around the workshop and put it onto each furnace with up to a dozen channels in all the relevant corners, top, back, middle, everywhere that it needs to be. And you run the furnaces up to all the relevant temperature steps, and you soak it, and here's everything within 10 degrees or within 8 degrees Celsius for a soak time. Is it uniform? Yes or no? That's it. So it's that unit that I borrowed from my workshop, and I wanted to see what Malcolm's unit was doing, because up until that point, it had just been a little thermal camera that you can only point at one point at a time. And it's getting pretty hot and uncomfortable. So I thought, no, we'll rig it with thermocouples at all the relevant points and see what we get. So, yeah, that's that basically. And so, yeah, 10 thermocouples that we used. And on the chart, it'll show you where it is on the bubbler, inlet, outlet, bottom sphere, bottom of the neck, 0 point in the center, top sphere, inlet port, and you'll see all those points. What will come into as a salient point in a minute is, I think you call them worm drive clips. We call them Jubilee clips, like a strap to tighten a hose on. Yeah, hose clamp, that's two people divided by a common language. So many times I'm saying something and I just get a blank look. It's the wrong word for this country. Not to worry, I forgive you. I'm good like that. So yeah, then here we are. Everything was clamped into place at all the points, but you've probably seen it on the one that we were running. For Malcolm's tests on the 28th, that had sampling ports designed and approved by the government-approved laboratory that are going to do it. And because we had the opportunity, we drilled one of the blanking caps and we put a thermocouple right down inside, touch the far wall, come back half an inch, so it's pretty much dead center of the gas flow just as it was coming out of the exhaust port and exhaust valves of the running engine, so as accurate as we can get, because everything else we didn't have the opportunity to get into the gas flow until right at the tailpipe, and we pushed one up and around the curve to just about touching the port coming out of the bottom sphere. So find out what's going on. Yeah. That's the rough data. Yeah, that's an interesting slide, isn't it? That's great. We were panicking. We just got the chart together because it was 2,600 lines of code and data for each chart that we did, and we had to distill it down. So much gratitude to everyone that helped on that, because I had no idea how to do it. There we go. So there, if you can see on the legend, you can see where the... Yeah, like I know how to use this. Got a fan base in the country already. It's great, isn't it? I had to pay her, let's be honest. But I'm gonna. Come on, professional now. Come on, end of the day. Behave. Where are we? Yeah, so the tailpipe probe, yellow, and you can see where that's kicking up, running up, and the, where is it? Engine exhaust manifold, there you go. That's the one that was probed right in, and you can see the temperatures as they're coming out. We cut back here, but then it's up at the top, and this is where Malcolm was just adjusting the bubbler. I think you probably heard him talking about this, about finding the sweet spot, and it's just tiny adjustments on the ball valve that we're using, which is not helpful, but just where we get it, and we were getting better oxygen levels and gas results on the analyzer, because of course this was all with the gas analyzer on it at the same time. And you can see here where you get the bubbler up and then adjusted back down, up again. This is where we were getting the best gas results on it. So the hotter it was running, and with just the right sweet spot of getting the bubble flow, better plasmoid penetration into the flow, I'm presuming, and that's what was giving the best we were getting on the day. And then you can see all the other traces moving in sympathy, and you can see the bubbler feed is a very low temperature, so that doesn't pick up much. So where it's feeding in, where it's feeding out, you're not getting a massive change in temperatures at all. Bottom sphere, bubbler gas in. You can see how that, once it's up and running, 100 degrees. It's not huge, so it's instructive as much as anything else for the question of when it's under the hood of a vehicle or a machine, is it a livable temperature or does it have some crazy runaway? We just didn't know, so now we know. And up here, that's actually inside the gas flow, where we did one before on one that didn't have a port, when we were just clamping to the outside. The temperatures were very similar here, 350, 400 degrees C. So there's nothing catastrophic and dangerous to fit to a vehicle, to fit to a machine. It doesn't run away. But at that point, if you've seen did you see the Chevrolet test? And that was interesting because those guys, brilliant guys, they Frankensteined it together just to see what it would do. It's much too small for that big Chevrolet engine, so he built a Venturi pipe which ducted into the main outlet of the exhaust manifold, and that was scavenging, we think, about a third of the gas from the engine, and the other 2/3 just went straight down the tailpipe, and then the outflow from the Thunderstorm generator would rejoin into the manifold, the falling away tailpipe, and then all the exhaust gas went out. And if you've seen the thermal video of it, where the intake was coming in from the exhaust with the gas coming in, that half of the top sphere, 100 degrees C roughly, hotter than the other half. And I was expecting it to warm up as the whole thing did, and it would all even out pretty much, and it didn't. So you had an exactly bifurcated sphere. First half of it is 180, 90 degrees, and the other side is 90 degrees. And how's that possible? Because the gas is coming out of the exhaust, whipping round that sphere, going down the pipe and going away. So how can something be going round that sphere, get down to 6 o'clock, dump 100 degrees Celsius, go up to midday, pick up 100 degrees, dump 100 degrees, and it didn't change. And it was a really sharp delineation. It didn't pick up over a period. It was at 6 o'clock, and then it dropped again at 12 o'clock. So absolutely no understanding of what was going on there at all. We just know that that was what it was doing. Now, whether it's because it was only part of the gas, it's just a pile of questions. And the other one that we've seen was one of the home build versions. One guy brought it along with a blue generator. Did you see that one running? They got it going. Finally, it was kind of, it's tough to get it going. So I felt better about the trouble I had getting Malcolm's one going. And his one, which hadn't been heat treated, a very small line right along his weld was 110 degrees hotter than the material either side of it. And again, that was a delineation of less than 1/4 of an inch. And everything else was stably 100 degrees Celsius cooler than the weld line. So this is another one of the unanswered questions pile of why is it doing that? Why is it behaving like that compared to the heat-treated ones? There's a whole load of stuff just going on that we don't know and understand why, but visually with a thermal camera, it's a really interesting disclosure to see. So hopefully when we get this, everything edited together and dish it out, you'll be able to see it on the website or the links. But it's a really odd behaviour. Where are we? Ooh, break the stage. So that's about the lot for that. And the final one is where we loaded up with thermocouples on the ones in London. There were 3 that we did in the day, and it was a real hurry. All of the, what did you call them, hose clamps? Stainless ones, thinking, right, we'll be clever, use stainless, and it'll be fine. After only maybe a 15, 20 minute running session, each one of the hose clamps, you couldn't undo them. They just chewed and had to be cut off. And the other thing is that Thunderstorm generator at London, we'd run it before, and it was turning out around the 20% oxygen. This time, when the whole thing was covered with 10 thermocouples, and where the 5 are mounted onto the Thunderstorm generator itself, it was only running at about 16% oxygen. And we realised that we're grounding out a load of field and earthing it away with the thermocouples. So by studying it and trying to get a figure, we're actually ruining the performance of it because we're earthing out a load of the field. So the next time we do it, we'd need some sort of very accurate calibrated non-contact thermosensors, IR, but each one of them is probably £1,500, so it'll be a while before we commit that kind of budget to it. So yeah, that's about it.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned. There is still more footage to come from Cosmic Summit, and I've been somewhere else in the meantime as well, so hopefully I'll be able to tell you a little bit about that soon. Lots more to come. And remember to like and share the video if you found it informative or helpful. Thank you. See you next time.